what I did was worse and I should face repercussions for that. It's not all me.
Right. What you touching me would have never happened if I didn't touch you.
Tight. Good thing you're not gonna touch me though, cause damn, that would be bad.
Boy. That'd be crazy if I touched a chat. It'd be crazy if I had to touch a
That shit would be bad, boy. That shit would be crazy. That shit would be crazy. SXY, and today we got. This case is getting out of hand in a bad way. This is about a dog Ohmeezzyy.
Yo, the black man ain't do nothing. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know.
No, he did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you already know the vibe. Check out my stuff.
Nah, yo.
Check out Stanley's stuff.
Stanley live.
Let's just get into the video, bro. She looked like Cheerio.
Yo. That's ball knowledge. I'm not gonna lie.
How do they know so well what Cheerio looks like,
that's
bro?
Ball knowledge.
No cap though? Damn.
No. I'm saying I'm ready for the video.
This absolutely has to be the week of getting into people's faces and finding out what they gonna do. Because why is this child gone? Because he was getting up in this child's face.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seat.
Naming your child Carmelo Anthony is actually crazy. That's actually, wow. That's.
Shout out Melo.
Yeah. Just actually, like, you got it.
I'll name my kid LeBron.
The thing is, like, I know you're not doing a bit. Like, I know you're not doing a bit. You would name yourself LeBron, bro.
If I could.
In the bleachers, Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent. Anthony opened his bag and reached inside and said to Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony and told him to move. That's when Anthony pulled.
Wait, did Anthony go into the tent?
Anthony in the bleachers, Metcalf told Anthony, 18-year-old Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, Anthony, my fault. I lost the plot.
Over a seating dispute in the bleachers.
Okay, seating. So they argued over a seating
Metcalf
dispute.
told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
Oh, okay.
Anthony opened his bag and reached inside and said to Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony and told him to move. That's when Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest once before running away. When Anthony was taken into...
Got it. So they were sitting under a tent. Anthony pulled up to the tent thinking that he was supposed to sit there, and then they started like wolfing at him.
No. Metcalf pulled up to the tent. Anthony was sitting down.
Wait, Anthony went to the Are we dumb? Anthony went to the tent.
An argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed
to.
Yeah, but who was sitting first?
Anthony.
It said that?
Yes.
Am I dumb? All right. You know what, bro? One second, bro.
Why is this child gone? Because he was getting up in this child's face.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
Oh, yeah. He was already sitting under the. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he was sitting.
Got it.
Agent pulled up on him.
I thought he pulled up.
No.
Okay. Bet.
I got you.
I need the details before I
got you.
Anthony opened his bag and reached inside and said to Metcalf, "Touch me and
slow ad processors." Said I got 5 gigabytes of RAM, bro.
See what happens. Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony chest once, reportedly confessed to the crime, saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to, adding that I was protecting myself, and then asked the police officer, is he going to be okay?
A situation that resulted in a person's life being lost is never okay. And we're talking about when people basically have what seems to be a disagreement, and then 2 young men basically lost their lives over a situation like this. One in the flesh, and then one in just totality, because he's seemingly facing a life behind bars. But even if he doesn't face a life behind bars, young Carmelo Anthony, 17
career ruined.
For sure.
Year-old high school student, will forever have his life changed by the incidents that happened at the track meet. Now, this incident sparked nationwide.
What's up with track meets and violence as of late, bro?
I'm saying it's getting lit over there.
That junk looking like Mortal Kombat stages, bro.
Controversy, and honestly, we have not seen levels of racism like this since the pandemic with George.
I was about to say that's why I picked the video. I haven't even watched the video, I'm already knowing they're spinning it, bro.
I actually know the entirety of the situation before we play the video.
Literally.
So I actually already have an opinion. I'm not going to lie.
Literally.
So, that's why I was like, nope, he pulled up on him.
Why can it never be this kid argued with this kid, this kid, this kid?
Right.
No, typical. If the roles were reversed, it's like, are you? Damn. Oh my God, bro. It's so. Use context clues, bro.
Right.
Look in a wider lens, bro.
Literally.
George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. And I know people might think that I'm overreacting, but some of the commentary
Hell no. I know how the internet is.
around Carmelo Anthony, who he is, what he did, and the young man, Austin Metcalf, have been totally disgusting. And it's so strange because first and foremost, so many people do not have all of the evidence at their forefront to really be making these judgment calls or these claims as they say that
People love a race war,
they
bro.
should, but they're basically using, coded language or even direct language sometimes to paint this young man in a bad light, paint this other young man in a bad light, just paint this sour situation that happened that ultimately cost somebody their physical life into be a racially motivated act by a young black man onto a young white man. Now, there's some misinformation that has to be dispelled about young Carmelo Anthony off top. They're painting him to be some sort of thug.
Bless you. This is my most annoying part. Because the news and every outlet started using pictures of him holding up a middle finger and a gun that turned out to be an airsoft gun.
Of course.
But then on the flip side, and this is not even a black to white thing, this is just a mistreatment of how they portray black people. And then on the Caucasian side, it's the kids in hunting gear holding up guns, real guns. Yeah. And then it's just not seen as the same thing and light. Yeah. When
it's hunting when they're doing it.
Both of them are recreational activities to have those weapons. Yeah. Hunting for the animals, that's what you do for fun. Airsoft is literally for fun. It's literally but one is a gang member and the other one is okay doing it. Yeah. Literally. I hated this so
and it's like people are dead. And the thing is, the news outlets that do that don't actually think that. No. They just want the clicks. They want the clicks. They want the comments. They don't bro, someone literally heard the news of a teen dying. It was like, all right, let's find a picture of him holding a gun.
Yes, literally, bro. Yup.
Grown man.
No empathy for the actual situation going on, bro.
At all.
Losing stuff, bro.
At all, bro.
Thug or militant child, and I just think that that's extremely crazy. So the facts here as presented are, it's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Carmelo had friends there. He wasn't trespassing or looking for trouble. It's good to remember that this is a track meet, and for those that have never been to a track meet, it is where schools across the state, across the country, across whatever various region come together at a singular school and spend multiple hours. I'm talking about 5 to 8 to 10 hours to 3 days.
I will say, why did this boy have a knife at the meet though, bro?
Right.
Like, dang, bro. I wouldn't even be mad if he threw like a haymaker or a punch or something. Yeah. Because you got to keep in mind, the other, they're wearing track stuff, I'm assuming at least. Right. So there's no glizzies or nothing. Right. So it's like, you could definitely have fought, bro.
He could have definitely fought. But I'm not mad about him having a knife. I've seen kids in my school with knives on them. When I was in high school.
Okay, yeah, in school. I'm not saying at a track meet though, families everywhere.
I would actually say more to say because a lot of things will happen at track. This sounds like I'm trying to defend bro's action. It's just as a parent, if my kid had a weapon, I would tell him not to bring any weapon to school because what he might do with it. Tight. But there's also parents who are also yo, defend yourself at all costs. I don't care. Because my parents taught me don't ever touch nobody, but if somebody touches you, defend yourself to the man.
And I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't do that.
Just don't do that.
I'm not even saying don't start a fight. I don't care. Yeah. It's just bro, when you have a weapon though, bro, right now, all I could do is punch you. Right. If I had a knife, I now unlock the ability to stab you. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
It's that you got to face some repercussions for that.
I agree.
He's at a specific grounds in which they all compete of the different track events. Now, normally due to things like social media, AAU, or whatever the case may be, it is very normal for you to create friends over the common interest of you being a track athlete. So naturally, it makes sense for Carmelo, who, might be at a different tent visiting somebody or, associating associating with another collective of people that he may know from a different school. That's not the craziest thing in the world, especially when you don't have an event for the next 2 hours. You know, you ran at 10 and then your next event is at 2 o'clock. It's perfectly normal to chill with just your friends at another school. That's not crazy. The claim that one of the twins had never seen Carmelo before was a blatant lie. No student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent.
Damn.
The school owns the tent, not the twin.
Oh, is the white guy a twin or something?
Yeah, the white guy who passed away was one of 2 twins.
Got it.
Which, if there was a real issue, the twin in this situation, Austin, probably should have gotten some sort of supervisor, adult, teacher involved. You know.
That's another thing.
Yeah, it's like
everybody will talk about what the black kid could have done. Don't bring the knife. Don't retaliate that harshly. But they don't talk about how what the Caucasian kid could have done. Like, if you actually need a spot, go ask the teacher. Maybe don't pull up on a student trying to insinuate problems. Why did he touch him in the first place?
Ego.
Why are you touching other kids? Things like that. So they always talk about, like, especially like if you see the rhetoric around the Carmelo Anthony's name.
Yeah.
The McCaff kid. Nobody's talking about what he could have and should have been doing as well, like in paradox to what the other kid was
at
doing.
all. And like, it's the responsibility is always in our hands. Like it's always you shouldn't resist. You shouldn't da 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 da. Like, why is a cop yelling at me for a traffic stop?
Yeah.
Like, just ask me for my license registration.
Just ask me for a license.
Even if I am resisting, beat my ass.
Yeah. Don't
like.
kill me.
Do you not get trained to do that?
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, you're a grown man. Mm-hmm. You're not like.
You know, there's 50,000 coaches over there. Should have got them involved instead of trying to handle the situation by themselves.
Right.
Carmelo Anthony is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expecting.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
So what the fuck is you trying to kick him out the tent for then?
See, and look, he wasn't even expecting to see them
there. Now, the twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone.
I see why you had the knife in your bag. My fault, bro. It's
like, because imagine you live in a town where that's knowingly happening.
Normal, yeah.
Like, if I'm never going to put my kid in this predicament of where I'm living.
No.
But if I'm living in a town where I know they're going to treat my kid like that, and he had a knife in his bag.
I'm giving him a samurai sword, bro. I'm taking a diamond sword and enchanting that bitch, bro. I'm going to have him. That jump and hit a crit, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh my god!
I'm giving that inventory, dude.
No cap, bro.
What are you talking about?
I agree, bro.
And stomped on it. The twins are known.
I'm giving him Myth King Wukong staff.
See, the twins are known bullies.
That's what I'm saying.
How is this hit? It's like nobody deserves death. Nobody deserves death. I shouldn't be able to decide that.
But you do play a role.
But at the same time, though, if I punch you, I don't have. It's not on you to punch me back. Like, if I punch you and you decide to choke me, it's like I can't expect
you played a role in me hitting you, even though what I did was worse and I should face repercussions for that. Mm-hmm. It's not all me.
Right. You touching me would have never happened if I didn't touch you.
Tight. Good thing you're not gonna touch me though, cause damn, that would be bad.
Boy. That'd be crazy if I touched It'd be crazy if I had to touch a.
That shit would be bad, boy. That shit would be crazy. That shit would be crazy. Man.
What's up? My fault. Pulling something out of a backpack is absolutely insane. That was crazy.
My bad. It was a gun. It wasn't a knife. You think we getting through the cancer video?
No. This is going to be on ESPN.
Now, that last bit of information is still up in the air and it can't be verified just yet, but apparently there is going to be some video proof that does come out from this situation. It's just being held up by the courts right now. The two twins in question did know.
Yo, I'm so sorry. Could you do me a favor, bro? I have an itch like right there. Yeah. Bro, you're such a real. All right, wait. Go this way. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, Kay. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You know what I'm saying? Tight shit.
Really,
you know what I mean?
I didn't need that just now.
My fault.
About Carmelo Anthony and that
someone said I can't take it anymore, yo.
They were the ones that started to aggress Carmelo in this situation. Look, all I know for a fact.
Matter of fact. Yeah, bro, get on that wall, bro. Get on that wall, man.
See, and that's why I didn't want to scratch it, because I knew he was gonna say it. Like, I knew it was gonna be me doing this on the reaction. You're gonna be like, damn, you got it? Like, I knew that was gonna happen.
I'm so sorry. That joke was itching too. Those 3 seconds you were trying to lock in, I'm already knowing.
All right, bro.
Based off of that stuff, there is that he's a 4.0 student, respectable, well-mannered young
4.0 student, like
man. He has 0 criminal history, and he was raised by 2 parents in a household. Like, this is.
He was just protect. Yeah,
Yeah, I do think
life ruined though. Still,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's
but
a very
I genuinely
tragic.
do think it was him protecting himself and not him wanting to kill somebody.
Yeah,
I'm being so serious.
Bro, he didn't go there wanting to kill no one.
But people are saying because he had the knife on him, it was premeditated.
Part of me wishes he didn't have the knife in his bag.
Right.
I'd rather him have gotten his ass beat than someone and then ruin his shit.
Yeah, now I can't see my kid no more because he in like jail or something.
Type shit. But it's like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Because I also don't want to see my kid stomped up, freaking
yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying, by twins jumping him,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Like,
yeah.
I'm not like.
Full stop. Now, the reason why all this backing for Carmelo had to come out is because people were painting a bad narrative. And it got so bad to the point where Carmelo's own father had to step out for his own child in this situation where he's being held on $1 million worth of bail in order to defend.
Bro, people who literally grape women don't even get
literally
charges that bad, bro.
His son.
But Carmelo's father stated something different. He stated that he was a good kid. And he also stated that
what state does this take place in?
That his son did not provoke the incident. And of course, people have their differences about how one reacts in a situation of this manner. He stated that Carmelo worked 2 jobs and also had a 3.7 GPA. So whether one agrees or disagrees with the outcome of the situation or not, the deliberate slander of Carmelo is right on cue for media.
Now, I am a little bit curious because that quote from that father couldn't be found by an actual source, i.e. the father himself, you know, stepping out on some sort of media platform or whatever the case may be. But the father of Austin Metcalf in this situation has been paraded around all these major news networks talking about how his son handled these situations, who his son was, etc., etc.
Austin's father says he chooses forgiveness over anger.
I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace. His life is destroyed. My life is destroyed.
Now, like I said, in every situation like this, people have their own opinions.
My fault. I thought he was on some hate parade shit.
Nah, actually, the father had came up and actually started saying, "Yo, stop making this a black and white thing."
W father, bro. W father, bro.
And some of them are based out of blatant race.
It's crazy how the actual father in the situation.
That's how brain dead the internet is, bro.
Literally, bro.
Literally, the people who the racist people on the internet are muddying up the topic so much that they gotta be like, bro, could we actually just talk about?
And it's the own dad.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a chance to grieve because people are trying to make it a race thing. Yeah, it's weird, bro.
Like, imagine crying about your son and someone come up 60% of the crime, huh? Oh, like, bro,
I'm about to make it 59%, bro. Yo, if I'm him, bro,
that nigga said I'm lowering the stats.
No cap, bro. What?
You still think we're making it through the cancer video?
No.
Okay.
I thought that this grift was over a long time ago. You know, back in 2020, everybody got to eat off of George Floyd stuff. Candace,
you thought it was over? Are you serious?
Never.
Owens made a literal career making a movie that you can do your own due diligence and research about it. But
Candace always needs, like, what combo she needs to get hit with? She needs to get hit with the hair pull and the windmill, bro. Like, she needs to get hit with one of those. I just, like, that's all I need.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know nothing about Candace Owens.
I just need her to run into a girl that bites off her acrylics before fighting, bro. Like, I just need one of those. Like,
damn, is she that bad? I don't know her.
Bah! 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 Like, my fault. I just need that. Like, if I did it for real, though, like,
I'll bust out the strap.
All right, bro.
Yeah. We don't fight over here.
We are still in a day and age where people are making think pieces, analysis, and basing them out of.
Stop thinking. Not everything needs to be a think piece. Do a shut up piece, bro. do a scroll piece, bro.
No, genuinely, that was fire.
Like,
do a shut up piece.
I don't need to see a screenshot of both of these niggas and someone in the top corner like, see, this is the problem. Like, Shut up. Do a turn your phone off piece, bro. Do a screen time piece. Do a grass piece. An Indeed piece, bro.
Race and emotion as opposed to stating the facts that are there or waiting for any other news or evidence to come out of
Do a job application. No cap.
it to then make some sort of determination.
But bottom line is if you look at the...
I hate things like this.
You know what's crazy? You didn't even need to read.
What?
Yeah. I was like, what happened? I
would always say, I have more hate for a like this than a racist white person.
I agree. Yeah.
I swear to God.
Because people prop them up as in like, oh, even your own people. Even your own. Oh,
look.
My
Our
God.
whole archetype. Bald as
Yeah.
not a single facial speck of facial hair.
Yeah.
Flannel.
Yeah.
Same nigga every time,
He
bro.
literally got rid of 4C every possible place that he could.
Literally, bro.
He does
Literally,
not
bro.
want it.
He's already wearing the straw hat.
Yeah, he's ready to go back. He ready to go back, bro. Yeah. Also, one of the bigger problems with this too is if you think that a person can represent a community, you're flawed.
You're
bro.
also an idiot.
But
the
is
thing is,
it's a two. Yeah.
But look though, I'm not even mad at stupid people for being stupid.
right.
Like I'm not mad at a white person for seeing this and being like, oh, see?
Right.
I'm mad at this for giving her the
enabling
ability
it.
to see that shit.
Right. I
Stanley,
agree.
don't let me pause, bro. Don't let me pause, bro. Don't let me pause, bro. Don't let me pause, bro.
The kids' videos, he's got pictures of him with guns and all this other stuff. You already see what kind of individual he is, all right? And I know I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for the advocates to come out and say that he was a good kid and, you know, this was just an accident. And it's all bullshit. It is. It's all fake bullshit. And, you know, at the end of the day, this poor child, essentially, and his family may never get justice. I don't know, but it's just...
Have a 17-year-old.
Oh, this too! Oh, I can't do it!
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I can't do it. I don't know if I can watch it. It's gonna piss me off. This is gonna piss me off.
Yeah, this is one of the worst people. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Chat saying blood pressure.
I'm gonna do my yoga now.
Talk to me.
Look, check me out.
My fault. I just wanted to see it. My fault. I wanted to see it.
That was so petty.
My fault. I just wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see what would happen.
That was so petty. He didn't even. He
I just wanted to see what was gonna happen.
That was so petty, bro.
My fault. My fault.
I hate this. Oh my God. I hate this. He's gonna make me on the white people's side, bro. I'm gonna hate you too.
No, you won.
I'm about to be like you, nigga. You making me anti-black, bro.
No.
Oh my God.
Genuinely, this is almost has to be rage bait. Like this can't be a real.
It's working.
La. We here with it.
Year-old black kid, Carmelo Anthony, that literally stabbed and killed this other young boy, Austin Metcalf. And the reason that they are like this is because they do not have discipline. They do not have parents around. He couldn't have possibly had a father around. Now the father's trying to run out to the media and he's trying to say, oh, he's a good kid. He didn't do nothing, etc., etc. That father could not have possibly been in this young man's life, because if he was really that good, he would not have had a knife and he would not have gotten into an altercation with another 17-year-old kid and stabbed him and
I often find it.
All right, that was all false information.
His dad probably drove him there.
Yeah, and also he didn't get into the altercation with McCaff. McCaff got into the altercation with him.
Give
you
me
know
the
what I'm saying?
Give me the whip.
You might handle it?
Give me the whip, bro.
Hey, bro.
Give me the whip, bro.
Funny that like
Don't make it
conservative
rap.
rhetoric says that fatherhood is the band-aid for
Thing is,
everything, and then
I don't even hate conservative black people, bro.
Right.
I don't.
I don't
Have
either.
your political views.
100%.
I'm not even OD liberal. I'm in the middle, bro. I
Yeah.
don't care about either side.
Yeah, I think both sides have good parts too.
But to just to be an idiot though,
No, to blatantly be like
to
so
blatantly
yeah.
just to cap.
Yeah.
He put his leg on the chair.
Yeah. Oh.
I just know, like, it's like a thing. They've been calling it out.
You
You have to check in with chat before you put your leg on the
Chat,
chair.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, no, like you're good.
Okay, chat. Appreciate it, chat.
I hate it's like this, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Nah, he's the worst. He's the worst type.
Oh my God. All right, I'm good.
it's also interesting how he went ahead and dispelled all the father narratives, or all the
Off rip. Don't even know bro's last name.
Yeah.
Like
fatherhood rumors, even though his father was the first person we've heard speak on this. I haven't heard Carmelo's mother speak on this at all, but the first person we hear speak on this is his father, and now we're already refuting and debunking.
You know what's crazy? I had the same first impression as this Poindexter ass. I was like, why did he have the knife in the bag?
Yeah.
But you know what I didn't say? Oh, his dad. If he had a dad, he wouldn't have had the knife. I had the same thought process.
You could do that without slandering somebody.
Literally.
Race.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I question. Like, why did this kid have a knife in the bag?
Because you'd see him as a kid, not as a black kid.
Like,
that's the difference.
The fatherhood argument. Also, respectfully speaking, this is Texas that we're talking about. They're allowed to have guns as gifts at 12 years old. So having some sort of weapon or a defense mechanism with you isn't, to me, any sort of red flag. I mean, when I was going to school, living in Georgia, people had rifles and cars. People had all types of knives and all these other things on their personal going to school. Technically speaking, you weren't supposed to have it. But there's a reason why I think that Carmelo had this in this situation, is because he looked to defend himself. I might be jumping the gun here a little bit, but there wasn't any malicious intent behind the stabbing to me. I don't know many people or situations.
He was literally sitting down.
Or stories where somebody stabs somebody once, runs off, and then asks if they're okay later on. That's usually not how somebody who had malicious intent goes about doing things. And I'm not the only defender, quote unquote, of Carmelo in this situation, because just like myself, others find it very hypocritical of the actions that are going on. Not just by the way that the media is covering it, but by the way that people's personal perceptions are of this situation here.
If you go up to someone, keep antagonizing them, and they tell you, hey, do that again and see what happens, and then you just antagonize them again, you cannot be surprised.
I feel like it's common knowledge in Texas.
Expect the same thing back, bro. Oh my
Especially,
God.
I feel like it's common knowledge in Texas where if someone gives you a warning, don't test them after.
Yeah, you heed the warning.
I was reacting to a driving video earlier today, and I was telling them, driving to Texas, you got it. If
every single time,
if
bro.
you tailgated me, you got it, bro.
Like, every single time, bro.
It's common knowledge. It's common knowledge.
Don't try people, bro.
Like,
you never know how crazy the person that you're facing really is, bro. And you don't want to find out.
No seat or lane in the highway is worth my life.
100%.
Even if I think I could beat your ass, if you're warning me, you got it, gang.
You got it, bro.
You got it.
Surprised when they stab you.
When Zimmerman said he feared for his life, he walked. When a black boy protects his, we debate if he deserves his freedom.
So when people say that he didn't do anything wrong, what they're really saying is that we have seen what happens.
I hate how we have to go here sometimes, though. It's like the fact that we have to compare Zimmerman to this is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because, like, in reality, two completely different things.
Right.
Two completely different things.
But it's the only thing where you could point out hypocrisy.
Exactly.
That's the reason that they have to go there.
It can't just be teen. Like, in my school, when I'm growing up in high school, there was a dude in my school who had a girl, right? And, like, her ex, like, pulled up to her crib, so the boyfriend ended up killing her ex or something like that. And when they reported on the news, it was just a kid stabbed a kid.
Right.
It's literally that.
Yes.
That's literally what this is.
Right.
But because one of them is black, it has to be
a race thing.
this.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's like, it's stupid. Because if Carmelo was white,
right,
would just been teen. We wouldn't even be reacting to this video right now.
We wouldn't actually be talking if this was defense or not. I
swear.
I think it would have just been self-defense. Also, he has to go face some repercussions because he did kill somebody.
Swear. Yeah. My Discord link isn't working. I haven't been tapped in with my Discord. I gotta fix that.
When we don't do anything.
Let's get the facts straight, because I know people are gonna ask, why are you defending this young man here? But you're telling me that there was 2 teenagers versus one other teenager, twins at that. There was one teenager that put his hand in his bag, and at least one teenager didn't tell the other teenager, you know what, let's not progress, let's not proceed. We don't know what he's got going on. You're also telling me that only one teenager proceeded to jump on the other teenager, and then when my brother gets stabbed in the chest, I don't do anything about it. The twin suggested that he turned his back on the whole situation, but if my brother is getting into a fight with another kid or an argument or a dispute or whatever, I don't think that I would turn my back on him. That just does not make a lot of sense.
If Stanley gets stabbed, I'm running. Up to the bro who had the knife. Type shit.
Sense to me. But then after that one fatal stab that happened. Carmelo Anthony takes off, gets caught by police.
That's insane.
Confesses there on the scene and says, I did it, and then asks, is he okay? Yeah, I don't think that that's a situation, to me, logically speaking, that sounds as if he did anything maliciously. It sounds like he was participating in some sort of defense. And we've seen situations of self-defense end up in people losing their lives, albeit tragic, and I'm not saying that I agree with all of them, but like the lady referenced in the TikTok, George Zimmerman is a perfect example, and so is Daniel Perry from New York.
This is important, so listen up. I'm not defending what either of these men did, but if you defended one of them, you better fucking defend the other one. Because if you defended this one, but you're not defending this one, even though this one was actually attacked, guess what that makes you? Racist.
You can't stand on one side of the fence.
I don't know who that other guy is.
All
right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm not tapped in with like the lore. Like,
yeah, be there.
I actually do other things in my life as opposed to just projecting onto tragic situations.
Right.
Like my fault if I'm not caught up with all the tragedies and.
Not even my fault. I don't care. The thing is, like, even with this, I don't really care. It's just an unfortunate circumstance that happened. I'm not defending the kid. I'm more so defending the way that the
internet is called.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a kid who killed a kid.
Yeah.
You kill someone, you need to face repercussions for it.
Yeah.
But I have to defend his blackness, though.
Yeah.
Like,
on some shit.
That's
exactly.
What
yeah.
That's why I'm passionate. It's like, why do I have to defend his blackness? Why can't he just be a black kid that just did a thing?
Yeah.
And then when the script gets flipped on you, you take a whole different approach. It's kind of hard to hide your racism or any racial bias in this. And look, I understand. This might be a different hood, but it sounds like the same clan. So that means even though these situations mirror each other, or one sounds more plausible because there's actual aggression or interaction with one of the situations being Carmelo Anthony versus another situation, does it mean that these will be handled equally by people's perception? All I'm asking is that you keep your judgments to yourself. If you're going to be adding fuel to a fire that's going to lead to comment sections that look like people calling young black men some of the most disgusting and heinous, names I've.
But no one's keeping their judgments to themselves. That's gonna keep happening. It is the internet. Hey man, that's the video. Very unfortunate, bro. Actually, you got me tight. Be sure to check out my stuff.
Nah, yo.
Sure to check out Stanley's stuff.
Stanley Live.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.